Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
Vinny.
And we're going to talk about the Intel Nvidia partnership that just happened, what that means for AMD, and also, is this an opportunity to buy either A, Intel, Nvidia, or AMD? This, in my opinion, is kind of a huge deal because let's say Intel sloughs off the last 20 years of horrible mismanagement. It's at a very low market value. If you're looking for a 5x, 6x company, Intel or AMD would be the way to go, in my opinion. So we're going to take a look at what this actually means and why I don't think what I just said is ever going to happen with Intel specifically.
All right.
In fact, the more I look into this, the more I want to short the hell out of this. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Okay.
A lot of people are really hyped on Intel right now because of what's happening. Don't think it's justified at all. So I'm just going to tell you why, but we're going to look at all the implications first. So Intel jumped up to $32 on the news that Nvidia has now taken a stake. Now, right here, Donald Trump took a stake, the U.S. government, and then Jensen from Nvidia. So obviously massive, $25 to $32. It's like a 30% gain or whatever it is, 28% gain. So that's a lot. It's come down a little bit. I just want to zoom out here. This is where they were 2022, looking at $53 a share, down to a low of 17, now up to about 30.
Wow.
Okay. It's obviously, we all know it's been mismanaged, but I don't understand why everyone's really stoked about this. I'm going to tell you why. So, Nvidia CEO explains why he's making a $5 billion bet on struggling chip giant Intel. So this is an article on Business Insider. I just took a couple snippets because there was a lot of fluff. But essentially, hey, we're going to be able to use Intel's x86 central processing units in their data centers with NVIDIA GPUs. So basically, NVIDIA just makes GPUs. Intel makes both, but it kind of sucks. Also, there's no input as to what Intel is going to do with their Arc GPU lineup now after this partnership. No idea.
Okay.
Too early to tell, to be honest. But the big thing is a statement. We're going to be very large customers of Intel CPUs from Jensen.
Okay.
All right. So a different article was everyone's on. This is all positive articles. There's no negatives on this, right? So some see a political benefit for NVIDIA, partnering with a U.S.-backed Intel. I like how they threw that in there. U.S.-backed Intel. Strengthens NVIDIA's alignment with Washington's industrial policy, potentially reducing scrutiny around its China exposure. And then Jensen said the administration had absolutely no role in this. They were just, it was supportive.
Wow. The real question is, how many shares did Nancy Pelosi buy before this deal went through?
Good question. I don't think we'll know that yet, but if she did buy this, I'm immediately retracting everything I said, and I'm going to go long, hard without any more due diligence.
Yep.
To be very clear, I did it for Broadcom. Work quick. I'm not going to ask any questions. If I find out she went, I'm selling to all my AMD. I'm just going right into Intel. Jensen, this part's important. Investment in Intel allows NVIDIA to address the personal computer market. Currently, it focuses on desktop GPU market. NVIDIA has historically purchased CPUs from AMD and ARM. Okay. Jensen called out and said, well,
Yeah.
ARM's business won't be affected, meaning they're just straight a shot at AMD.
Yeah.
Okay. Now AMD can make both, and they're oftentimes will tout the synergy of having a CPU and a GPU for data centers because they can work better because of the same architecture, that kind of stuff. Okay. Regardless of if that's true or not, that's kind of what they say. This is a direct shot at AMD. Fun fact: the CEO of both AMD and Nvidia are cousins. So the recent Intel investments, this is what everyone's freaking out about. SoftBank did $2 billion a little bit ago. Trump did 10. Nvidia did 5. Okay, that's about $16 billion. That's a lot. So TipRanks just released an article saying just from these investments, 4 out of its 5 problems are completely solved. Okay, the capital expenditures are now quite well funded. Bullshit on this. I'll explain why. Nvidia buy is a signal for other investors to buy. Probably true. People see Nvidia do something and they're like, oh, well, I got to do it too. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Not talking crap about it. Intel gets access to a better PC chip, combining Intel CPU and Nvidia. That's absolutely true because their own GPU sucks. And then Intel gets a boost from data center revenue. I don't know how much revenue this is going to be, if I'm going to be completely honest, because CPU revenue and GPU revenue are very different in data centers. We'll have to see. And then everyone keeps on saying eventually this will help foundry support. It doesn't right now. Dude, this is expensive, and this is at least a decade away. Like, this is not... People are making this out to be like, well, maybe next year. No.
Yeah.
This is so far away, and it's billions upon billions of upfront infrastructure cost. Okay?
Exactly. And it's a lower margin business than design.
Dude.
So
yeah.
I don't know. But
well, let's just look at how they've spent their money. So from 2010 to 2024, on the left here, let me get my mouse. This is Intel's R&D expenses by year. Okay? So look at this, 16 billion, all the way, just so much money. Okay? This is AMD's. This is where leadership, how much a CEO can affect a company, okay? So this is AMD's. On any point you can look over, it's about a tenth of what they're spending, okay? During that time, during AMD spending a tenth-ish of what Intel's spending, this is the CPU market share that's been happening during the exact same time frame. So during that time, AMD's desktop PC market share went from 9-1 from Intel to 2-1. How? I will tell you how. It is, let me move your face. It is the CEOs on this list, okay? One, Intel has been firing a lot of people, which I am very in favor for. They have the biggest HR section of any chip company ever. We had looked at it. It was thousands upon thousands of employees not needed that are just getting salary. Crazy. They have so much bloat. It's wild. Lip Bu Tan, the new CEO, actually does seem pretty sharp. But I also said that about, well, no, I didn't say that about anyone else. So maybe that's a big deal.
I said it about Pat Gelsinger because he's like
You did.
engineer.
You did.
Yeah. He was my optimism for when I held Intel shares, but
yeah,
that didn't work out.
And I said, hold your horses there, Vinny. Yeah, he, just because of his comments of the foundry being like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be doing this right now, that's a bold thing to say, and then get an investment from America, then I'm already, that's pretty impressive. Just real quick, super fast, here's Intel's revenue. You can see it's not going the right direction. Here's their operating income, definitely not going the right direction.
Yeah.
And then let me move there. This is your favorite thing. Shares outstanding.
Oh,
definitely
God.
not going in the right direction.
Yeah, kind of pivoted there a little bit.
Okay. Good. So this is a company that just went up 25%. All right.
Yeah.
Here's their competitor. This is, in my opinion, one of the top 5 greatest CEOs ever. This is Lisa Su from AMD. Now, this is a direct hit on AMD. She took over when AMD was $2 a share. Okay. I can never bet against her. I just can't. She's too bright. But if you had $10,000 right now in this current, like right now at current prices, so what AMD's at about 160, Intel's at 29, Nvidia's at 175, maybe. Where would you throw money if you can only choose these 3?
That's
I agree. It went up way too much, and everyone's saying $16 billion just solved the problem. They spent $16 billion like crazy with 0 results. So
yeah,
I don't understand where they're getting that from.
If anything, too, and this is kind of what my ultimate thesis was when I exited my Intel position, is they have a culture problem at this point. Like it's not a matter of just simple dollars and cents. That their entire entity is just built for a world that no longer exists, and they really need radical change.
Yeah, and to be fair, people who are Intel bulls will say like, hey, they're focusing on smaller products. Before they had all this, the extra things like modems and all that other stuff, where they're doing less of that now. The H-1B visa thing just happened over the weekend, which Donald Trump basically raised the price to $100,000 a visa instead of, I think, 10,000 it was. We have no idea what the implication of this is right now. It's too early. But Intel is the 10th largest user of that, by the way,
Interesting. Okay.
in America. So
Might matter,
probably
might
not
not.
good, I would assume.
Yeah, it may or may not matter, to be honest. But
Yeah,
it,
it may not matter. But anyways, this is a long-winded version of me saying if Intel can hang around $30 and the volume goes down a little bit, I'm going to short it because
nice.
I just they're not good. I
Yeah.
don't see them being a 10x company. There's a chance this doesn't age well, and they do great, but I just don't see it.
Yeah. Intel is no longer a tell me company, it's a show me company. I only believe that they can do what they say they can do when they actually do it. So
Yeah,
that
completely
was
agree.
my so,
For by the way, for my answer, by the way, on that last question, I'm as scary as it is, I would buy more AMD because AMD had a dip because of that news. But yeah, I don't. Nvidia seems high. Already have some, and Intel's too scary. So, all
yeah.
right, dudes.
All right. Catch the next one.